Okay, so because this is a quiz, I'm not going to do it all with you, but I will go through and try to help you a little bit get started. So what this means is you need to find A1, A2, A3, A4, and A5. You'll probably have to write them down on another piece of paper. But to find A1, you just plug 1 in for that n. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 equals 3. And you just replace that n with each of those numbers and do that for all of them. Same thing over here, A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. So you're going to replace the n. See how this is no longer an over here? It says A5. That means I'm going to replace all those n's with 5. So I'm going to have 5 over 5 plus 1 squared. Okay, so that's 5 over 6 squared. So 6 squared is 36, so that's 5 over 36. So that's what you need to do on that. Now, if you did the worksheet before, you should be very familiar with what this factorial means. Okay, 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 over, and then you can cancel it out from there. On question number 3, this arithmetic one, you should use an equals dn plus c, and c equals a1 minus d. So again, if you watched the video previous to this worksheet, so you watch the video from the worksheet above this one, it'll help you. Same thing on this one. Arithmetic is an equals dn plus c, and c equals a1 minus d. Geometric, the formula is an equals a1 times r to the n minus 1. Again, same thing. an equals a1 times r to the n minus 1. And if you wanted to, you could put the r in parentheses. Okay, so that it looks like that. And then you just replace the r with the number, replace a1 with that number, and then you're done. You circle your answer. Okay. So now the next questions. So arithmetic means we should be adding or subtracting by the same amount. Okay, so you're looking at these problems, not am I adding or subtracting by a pattern. For example, this is a pattern. Okay. It's called the Fibonacci sequence, but it's, so notice I'm adding 1 here, then 2, then 3, then 5, and then 7, and so anyways, there is a pattern, but we're not adding by the same amount each time. Arithmetic, you need to be adding or subtracting by the exact same amount each time. Oh, there it is right there. So you've got to be adding or subtracting by the same amount. Geometric, you're multiplying or dividing by the same amount each time. Okay, so if you're multiplying or dividing by each time, it's geometric. Now, if it's arithmetic, you should say what the difference is. If it's geometric, you should say what the r value is. How much are you multiplying by or dividing by each time? How much are you adding or subtracting by each time? That's the d. Now, on these ones, find the sum. So, because this is in this format, if you remember our geometric, when I just showed you, an equals a1 times r to the n minus 1. See how these two are in that format? We have some n, even though it's not n minus 1. It looks like that. It has an r to a power. And this should come to your head, oh, that's geometric. I did some video notes previously. So there were some videos that were just notes that talked about the formulas for geometric things. Okay, so for these two, because my r is bigger than 1, I have to use this formula. an equals a1 times 1 minus r to the n over 1 minus r. So you might have to go watch a video if this doesn't make sense. You go back and look in the module that says the summation stuff. Okay, and watch the video on this. Now for this one, because the r is less than 1 but bigger than negative 1, you can use this formula. So remember, it's this infinite one where we have a1 over 1 minus r. That should be an s, the sum of the finite, so the first 6 terms. Or you could calculate the first 6 terms and add them together. On this one, you could calculate the first 10 terms and add them together. That's all that means, is you're adding the first 10 terms from 1 to 10. You're adding the first 6 terms from 1 through 6. Okay, so you can plug it into the formula, or you can just calculate the first 6 terms, add them together. So in this one, the first 5 terms are all going to be 7, and you have 5 of them. So you have 5 sevens. So you have a group of 5 sevens. Hopefully that rings a bell that, oh, I should multiply those numbers. Anyways, that's my hint. So now let's look at some more questions on this quiz. So again, you're supposed to just find the first 5 terms. So to do that, remember, you're just replacing, this n has been replaced with 1, so you replace this n with 1. The n's been replaced with 2, so replace the n with 2. On this one, it's been replaced with 3, so replace it with 3. So 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. That's a3. And do that on all of these, okay? You're just replacing the n with the value that is now to the right of this a. And you'll do it for 1, get a number, write it down. Do it for 2, get a number, write it down. Now down here, same thing, determine whether the sequence is arithmetic, geometric, or neither. Find its common difference or common ratio. So remember, arithmetic, it has to add or subtract. Geometric, it has to multiply or divide the whole way through by the same amount. These bottom ones, you're going to create the equation. You can use a naught, or you can use the equation an equals dn plus c. An equals a1 times r to the n minus 1. So you're going to have to calculate what r is. Here you're going to have to calculate what the d is. Okay. Now down here, this is an arithmetic summation. So if you watch the videos above, it's n divided by 2, a1 plus an. First term, last term. First term, last term. So n equals 1 is my first term, n equals 20 is to get my last term. I plug those in here, I start at 1, I get to 20, that tells you how many n's there are. Okay, this one, you're trying to find the first terms. Okay, so the summation of the first 21, because we're starting at 0. And so, again, you're probably going to use this formula, a1 my mind just went blank, 1 minus r to the n over 1 minus r. This one has an infinity, and this r is less than 1, so you should be thinking in your head, oh yeah, that's that formula. Okay, again, if those formulas aren't making any sense, you probably really ought to watch the videos that are above these modules that have some notes on them. They just say video notes. Okay, so anyways, last problems on this. Again, this is the same thing as this one, except for this is not less than 1. So if you watch the notes and the other modules, you should know what that means if that's not less than 1. So this one, you're supposed to find the first 15 terms and add them together, or you can use this formula again. Okay, I even put it in double parentheses right here, so you know you have to do the top and get an answer, get the bottom, do the bottom, get an answer, and then divide them. This is the factorial stuff again. So this previous worksheet, I showed you how to do those, and this one as well. So if you watch the video on the previous worksheet, you should be able to do those. Hopefully that's a help for these quizzes. Because they are quizzes, I really don't want to go through the answers and show you how to do them, because I want to, this is the only way I have to find out if you're understanding. And then when you're done with this quiz, if you can't fit it on this paper, or if you can't even print this off, do it on a separate piece of paper, take a picture of it, send them to me so that I can check your work, so I can have, since I can't talk to you really, I don't have any way to find out if you're making sense of any of this or if you need more help. So anyways, by me looking at your work as you submit it is the only way that I have to find out if you're starting to get it. And really, please, if you didn't watch these videos, so I know they're kind of long and it's kind of boring. I get tired listening to myself, so I understand the idea. But realize I made all these videos right here, this factorial and first 5 term notes, Pascal's triangle, binomial expansion. These are all notes. So if it has just this little page, that means it's just a page with notes. There's not any assignment. It's just a page with notes. This first one, math is fun, partial sum questions. So again, that's just more notes, okay? And once it moves out from being indented on this, they're no longer notes. So this is just a note for this one. And I'll make a video for notes of this one as well. Okay, this Pascal's triangle and binomial expansion worksheet, it has a video in it, okay? So there's a video in this one that's already there to help you with it. So hopefully this is helpful for you to get these done. This is going to be coming up sometime soon, but I haven't got it there yet. So anyways, that should help you do this worksheet, and Pascal's triangle worksheet. So good luck. Let me know if that's not helpful and what else I can do. But like I said, you really should watch these 4 videos. Okay, these 4 videos really should explain what these worksheets are about and really help you understand these worksheets. And then these videos I made should just be kind of to help you when you get stumped a little bit. So good luck with that. Let me know if that's not helpful at all, and I'll see what I can do. Thanks.